Liberal-NDP Pharmacare Bill has now passed the Senate, and now we're going to see the real effects of what the pharmacare policy will be. So many of you might be wondering, what now? Well, we're going to probably not see the immediate effects of this bill, as the province still has to the country, the federal government still has to negotiate with the provinces and hash out the details with each of the provinces individually. So it says here in the National Post article, now that it has passed the bill, it will allow the government to sign deals with provinces and territories to cover diabetes and birth control medications as part of the public health system. The wording and content of the bill was carefully negotiated by the NDP and Liberals. British Columbia has already signed a memorandum of understanding, and that is to launch a program in that province. However, the details have not been hashed out yet. Mark Holland hopes to have all provinces and territories on board next spring, so up to 1 year away. Probably more. In Canada, we set ambitious targets, but we always underperform. That's just typical of our government. We have so much bureaucracy, so many employees, but it seems that things just take longer and longer to get done now. Maybe because the bureaucratic hurdles that are now in place because of this amount of employees the government has hired seem to be creating more problems than actually solving any. But back to the main point. The Conservative leader, Pierre Poilievre, said that the pharmacare was a radical approach, and it would force some Canadians to give up their private drug plans. So what does he mean by this? Well, pharmacare, we don't know what it's going to look like right now. It's still really ambiguous despite being passed, but the details and the exact application of the bill will still be set to be seen. It's yet to be seen. But what do we know is that there has been health insurers and other business groups and advocacy groups that have said that the pharmacare plan can potentially jeopardize the private healthcare plans of Canadians. And in this statement by health insurers and Canada Life, they said that the Minister's Commons, Mark Holland, Health Minister of Canada, in a Senate hearing has confused the public on what actually is the bill about. And old news, this is just released at the beginning of October. And according to the health insurers, they say that we don't know what's the outcome for 27 million working Canadians who can't afford games to be played with their benefits that they rely on to keep their families healthy. The health insurers, also known as the CLHIA, say that all Canadians should have access to the drugs which they have been prescribed. The government should take the time needed to get Bill C-64 right. Canadians deserve to know that their medications will not be discontinued and will continue to be covered into the future by comprehensive private plans that don't disrupt their cycles of medication. So, I'd say that's pretty reasonable. Of course, they do have their own interests in preserving private healthcare and business, of course, as reasonably so. But I think they have a fair point here, because we don't know the details. Many of us do have private healthcare plans. And what is the new mix? So what is the new mix going to be like if we're going to start having a new publicly funded pharmacare plan? What will happen to our private plans? So those details should be carefully looked over, and it should not be just glided over, honestly. And I think, as we know, the Liberals and NDPs, they have a lot of things to say, but they don't really get a lot of things done. And that's apparent in everything they do. They will probably say that the pharmacare is going to be comprehensive and widespread, but it'll probably only cover a select few drugs. And mostly, for the most part, Canadians will still have to pay for their medications, unless they are on private plans, of course. But you guys let me know if you have any other additional details you want to add. Please drop it in the comments below. Consider dropping your opinion as well on this pharmacare. And also, thank you for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye.